Food preservation is the process of maintaining the nutritional value, flavor, and quality of food over an extended period. Humans have been preserving food for thousands of years, initially through the use of salt, smoking, and drying, and later with the advent of canning, pickling, and freezing. In this article, we will explore the chemistry behind these three common methods of food preservation. Canning. Canning is a method of preserving food in which it is heated to a high temperature to destroy bacteria and other microorganisms and then sealed in an airtight container to prevent contamination. The process was developed in the early 19th century by Frenchman Nicolas Appert, who discovered that heating food in a sealed container could preserve it for long periods. The science behind canning relies on the principles of heat transfer, sterilization, and the properties of acids and bases. When food is heated, the heat energy is transferred from the outside of the container to the inside, causing the temperature of the food to rise. The heat also kills any microorganisms present in the food, including bacteria, yeast, and mold. To ensure that all microorganisms are killed, the food must be heated to a temperature of at least 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius. This temperature is known as the boiling point of water and is sufficient to kill most microorganisms. However, some heat-resistant bacteria, such as Clostridium botulinum, can survive at this temperature. To kill these bacteria, the food must be heated to a temperature of at least 240 degrees Fahrenheit, 116 degrees Celsius, for a specified period. The acidity of the food also plays a role in canning. Bacteria thrive in neutral pH environments, but they cannot survive in highly acidic or highly alkaline environments. For this reason, acidic foods, such as fruits and tomatoes, are generally easier to can than low-acid foods, such as meats and vegetables. To ensure the safety of canned foods, it is essential to follow proper canning procedures, including using appropriate equipment and techniques, selecting fresh, high-quality ingredients, and following tested recipes. Failure to follow these procedures can lead to the growth of harmful microorganisms, which can cause food poisoning and other health problems. Pickling. Pickling is a method of preserving food in which it is soaked in a brine solution containing vinegar, salt, and other flavorings. The acidity of the vinegar and the salt content of the brine helps to inhibit the growth of bacteria and other microorganisms, allowing the food to be stored for an extended period. The science behind pickling is based on the principles of osmosis, acidity, and the properties of salt. When food is soaked in a brine solution, the salt in the solution draws water out of the food through a process called osmosis. As the water is drawn out, it is replaced by vinegar and other flavorings in the brine, which helps to preserve the food and add flavor. The acidity of the vinegar is also an essential factor in pickling. Like canning, bacteria cannot survive in highly acidic environments. The acidity of the vinegar helps to lower the pH of the food, making it less hospitable to microorganisms. In addition, the acetic acid in the vinegar also has antimicrobial properties, which can help to kill any bacteria that may be present. To ensure the safety and quality of pickled foods, it is essential to use fresh, high-quality ingredients, follow tested recipes, and properly sterilize all equipment and containers. Failure to do so can lead to the growth of harmful bacteria, which can cause food poisoning and other health problems. Freezing. Food is preserved by freezing through a process called cryopreservation, which involves cooling the food to a temperature below its freezing point, typically -18 degrees Celsius, 0 degrees Fahrenheit, or lower. Freezing food can preserve it for extended periods by slowing down or stopping the growth of microorganisms that cause spoilage and degradation. The mechanism behind freezing food preservation involves two primary factors: the reduction of temperature and the formation of ice crystals. When food is frozen, the water molecules within it begin to slow down and come closer together. As the temperature drops further, the water molecules begin to form into ice crystals, which grow and expand until they are frozen solid. The formation of ice crystals is critical to the preservation of frozen food. Ice crystals form because water molecules in the food are unable to move freely due to the low temperature. As the water molecules freeze, they form ice crystals that puncture cell walls and membranes, disrupting the structure of the food. This process can cause some food to become mushy or lose its original texture, but it also helps to prevent the growth of microorganisms by reducing the amount of free water available in the food. To maximize the quality and safety of frozen food, it is important to freeze it as quickly as possible. Rapid freezing reduces the size of ice crystals that form in the food, which helps to maintain its original texture and flavor. Slow freezing can cause larger ice crystals to form, which can damage the food cell structure and result in a lower quality product. Another factor that affects the preservation of frozen food is the length of time it is stored. Although freezing can help to extend the shelf life of food, it is not a permanent solution. Over time, even frozen food can deteriorate due to factors such as oxidation and freezer burn, which can affect the quality and taste of the food. For this reason, it is important to follow proper storage guidelines and consume frozen food within a reasonable time frame. In conclusion, the mechanism behind freezing food preservation involves the reduction of temperature and the formation of ice crystals. By freezing food, water molecules are immobilized, and the formation of ice crystals helps to reduce the amount of free water available for microorganisms to grow, extending the shelf life of the food. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Keep visiting and sharing with friends and family.